All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of the IntegraRack IR-45 series. We're setting up some temporary solar for the spring. Check out my first video where we went ahead and we set up the racks. Pretty easy to do. And now we're going to work on the ballast for these solar panels. Make sure this rack doesn't move, so we're all set for spring until we can permanently install it over in the field. You can see I've gone ahead and set up some cinder blocks, things I had on hand, along with some pressure treated wood. And I'm going to go ahead and put some CDX over this and then use a tarp, then bring my weight in, and that should be pretty good. I'm not going to worry about putting the full weight down on the rack. Each rack calls for 1,000 pounds because these racks can be tilted up 45 degrees, and when you have it up really high, you need a lot of ballast weight to counter that height of the panel. So I'm going to go ahead, probably put maybe a couple 100 pounds on each panel, and we'll see how that works. I have to say that we had a major windstorm come through this week. This rack didn't move at all. We had 30-mile-an-hour gusts, but everything stayed fine. We're going to go ahead and put a couple 100 pounds under each panel, and that should be fine temporarily until we get everything set up permanently. All right, guys, you can see I've gone ahead and put down a plastic vapor barrier. This is just contractor grade trash bags that are not fully opened up. Just want to create that vapor barrier because I'm putting some CDX on top of the plastic. I'll run that across, nothing fancy here. Then I'll bring a tarp in and I'll put my ballast weight in that tarp. Now my ballast weight cannot get wet, so that's why I'm doing some extra work here just to go ahead and make sure things are pretty tight for moisture. All right, I got the OSB down, doubled it up in some places because I just didn't want to take the time to cut. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead now, put the tarp down, then add my ballast. All right, guys, with the assistance of my lovely wife, I was able to bring this tarp in, and when we go ahead and load up the ballast, I'll be able to fold the tarp over the ballast twice, once on top and then again, and that should be pretty good for the water barrier. So let's go ahead, look at the ballast, and we'll proceed next in the project. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at this ballast now. I know I've been talking about this for a while. I'm going to go ahead and use wood pellets. That's right, I got wood pellets on hand. It's sort of the end of the heating season. It's shoulder season right now here in northwestern Vermont. And I have those loaded up on Miss Massey, our GC 1725 NB, Massey Ferguson. Love that tractor. So we'll bring these pellets over and load them up underneath the solar panels, and we should be good to go. Alright guys, just want to jump in on here and mention that adding the ballast weight after the rack and panels have been fully assembled is not the ideal approach. I only did it this way because when I first put the system together, I had a little self-doubt about whether my measurements were going to be spot on. As you can see from this first video and current assembly, everything ended up working out perfectly. Moving forward, my recommendation would be to fully assemble the racking system to spec first, making sure all of your rack legs are spaced properly. If done correctly, your panels should fit perfectly, just like you see in this video. When I permanently install this rack out in our field, I'll assemble the rack first, add the earth material ballast, and then mount the panels afterward. Lastly, I want to mention that I'm not currently adding the full 1,000 pounds of ballast weight under each panel because this rack is only going to remain at low height for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Once the system is permanently installed, I will have the full 1,000 pounds per panel in place. Still go higher. All right, guys, we got the minimum amount of pellets down. I think there's like 25 bags. I can still add more. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this up for tonight because high winds are coming and rain, so I won't get this buttoned up. I'm gonna probably add more pellets tomorrow when it's nice out, but for now it's good and we'll go from there. All right guys, fast forward about 6 weeks and this is what we're looking at. Here's the array with the cover and the ballast underneath. I went ahead and brought in some stakes, and the stakes help hold these bricks in place. All right guys, let's go ahead and talk about why I waited 6 weeks to go ahead and move forward with this project. The main reason being that we just didn't need the power in the off-grid shed. With 9 panels hooked up currently, 6 on the roof, 3 on the fence line, we had plenty of power to power the items in the shed. But now we've hooked up our pool. We opened it a couple weeks ago. The weather's turning nice. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up the pool heat pump to warm up the water. So we'll need all the power we can get to go ahead and power, the pool heat pump as well as the pool pump. All right guys, I want to show you how easy it is to lift these panels up and set them in place. You have to do a couple things first. You need to remove the top bolt from this coupler on each leg of the panel you want to raise. Also need to remove the bottom bolt down there. Once you do that, it's pretty easy. You just lift the panel up, just like that. You can do it one person. Go ahead, set your bolts, what angle you want it on, and go from there. They also offer notches here every 5 degrees, but you can set it at any angle you want. All right guys, I'll say it again. The IntegraRack, the IR-45 is pretty solid. Good equipment, well built, easy to put together. As long as you stay within spec, you have things spaced out correctly, you're really not going to have any issues. As far as price, I think they're priced accordingly. I think they're probably a couple $100 a leg from this current video. Things are expensive, but when you buy good things like IntegraRack, you spend the money, it's going to be well worth it. So I'm looking forward to wiring this project up now, at least in its temporary format. And I can't wait to buy a few more sections of this and get going on the field project. All right guys, it's a couple days later and I'm getting ready to run wire and hook up the solar panels. You can see I started my conduit run using these cinder blocks just to go ahead and keep that pipe off the ground. This is my temporary setup. And then over on the panels, just need to go ahead and raise these up first, and then I'll dress my wires and start wiring up this project. When I adjusted these panels to 20 degrees, I just worked on the top bolt. I'm going to go ahead now and set the middle bolt as well as add the bottom bolt back into the leg. All right, so the bottom bolt in some of the legs go in really easily, but you'll see that sometimes the bolt is obstructed by the rail itself or the angle part of the rail. You can see right here, it's not quite lined up. I can force the bolt in using impact, but I'm not sure that's the route we want to go here. If you guys know if I'm supposed to connect the bottom bolt to each leg, let me know. Definitely drop a comment below and chime in because I'm curious to know. I probably will reach out to Signature Solar, where I bought these legs from, and get their professional opinion. Great thing is going with Signature Solar is they have awesome customer service. I'll definitely reach out to them and see what they think. Here's a little trick for disconnecting MC4 connectors. If you don't have the tool or a screwdriver, you can just use a zip tie. You want to go around where the MC4 connects and just pull it tight like this, and then it should come out pretty easy. All right guys, for my extensions for the solar wires, I went ahead and picked up this little kit on Amazon. I usually use bulk wire, but I was running low, so I decided to go ahead and purchase this. Really reasonable price. And 30-foot extension cables come pre-wired with MC4 connectors. You also get 2 tools, a set of extra MC4 connectors, and some zip ties over here. All right guys, I'm gonna show you where I'm at here. I took some time off camera just to get my conduit set. Wires in place. You can see that. Everything's going through the cinder blocks, and then I have my 3 final wires over here, ground. Got my negative and my positive wires. Down here, I didn't have a 45-degree elbow here, so I went ahead and printed one, which is kind of cool. You know, it's just for this temporary setup. Nothing's glued here, and I would never use this in a real application, but just for now, it seems to be working pretty well. All right, guys, so here are my solar panels. They are JA Solar, 310 watts each. I picked these up at a solar sale. I mentioned this in the last video. $8.33 each panel. It was $200 for 24 panels. Here's my negative connection right there, and then I have red wire, PV wire. It's going to my positive on this side of the array. So here's my ground connection. I use a weep connector here. I got my number 6 bare copper running. That's my ground. It goes through the pipe and back to the ground rod. Also want to mention on this grounding system, you only need 1 connection point on the entire array. As I previously explained in the part 1 video, these clamps here cinch into the side of the solar panel, and of course it's bonded to the frame. So 1 connection point, then all your panels are bonded with each other. All right, guys, I just went ahead and made the final connections. I still have to dress some of these wires, but I want to show you the input with the new solar, especially when we have some sun now. All right, so it's 6 o'clock at night, 6:07, and I'm bringing in 203 watts of solar. Let's go ahead and turn that PV switch on for the breaker. All right, I'm not sure you can see this on my phone, but it says 365 watts. So I added 165 watts. Again, the angles are terrible right now because it's 6 o'clock at night and the sun is almost behind the panels. All right, guys, it's the following day doing the editing right now, and we're getting some great solar production. The new panels are working out really well. 3.3 kilowatt hours coming in, 2.68 going to the batteries at 10:30 in the morning. Really glad to have these new 4 solar panels in the system. All right, guys, I wasn't expecting big numbers at this time of night with where the sun is in the sky, but this is going to be a good 1,200 watts of power. Temporary until we can get everything set up in the field. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it a video here. This is part 2 of the IntegraRack IR-45. So I hope you enjoyed watching this one as well as my previous video. This is a great system. I can't wait to permanently install it in our field, probably in a month or so. And it's high quality stuff. And I would definitely recommend this rack because of how easy it is to use. Hey guys, I want to thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Come on back for more videos. Take care. Have a great day.